Try this. Think about singing Mary Had a Little Lamb, but don't actually sing it out loud. Can you do it? This is called audiation, the process of hearing it in your head without actually hearing it in the real world, and it's likely the most important skill you can develop as a musician. In May of 2016, Blake Ross wrote a piece for Vox where he explored his little research disorder, aphantasia, which is the inability to visualize anything. He explains, "I've never visualized anything in my entire life. I can't see my father's face, or a bouncing blue ball, my childhood bedroom, or the run I went on 10 minutes ago. I thought counting sheep was a metaphor. I'm 30 years old and I never knew a human could do any of this, and it's blowing my mind." This in itself is super interesting and definitely worth exploring, but another line caught my attention from the article. I can't read this in Morgan Freeman's voice, nor can I hear the theme song to Star Wars in any sort of mind's ear. In addition to not being able to visualize anything, Blake Ross can't audiate. The term audiation was coined in 1975 by Neely as part of his theory of learning music. You can almost think of it as kind of the musical equivalent of thinking in language, just as someone might think,
I wonder if I have enough in my bank account now to buy a jet ski.
A musician might audiate. But it goes deeper than this. Gordon writes, "Through the development of audiation, students learn to understand music. Understanding is the foundation of music appreciation, the ultimate goal of music teaching. So it's very important. Your ability to play music on a high level is directly dependent on your ability to hear it before you play it." Jazz guru Hal Galper explains.
And the kids said, "Mr. Gillespie, what's going on in your head when you play?" "Well, most people think it's ba-doo 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 ba." He says, "But it's not. It's really ba-doo 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 ba." What he's saying is your oral imagination, your hearing, is not vivid enough, alive enough in your ears for you to play it. When the signal from the brain gets strong enough, you can play it. That's what you're doing, developing a strong brain signal.
All of the biomechanical processes necessary to execute a musical passage stem from the ear. Let's try this experiment. Let's listen to this passage. Now pause this video, grab your bass, and try playing what you just heard. Ready? While playing that, did you think about your right hand fingering and your left hand fingering? Did you think about how much tension you were placing on your right hand wrist? Or whether or not you were fingering with the tip or the pad of your finger? Probably not. You're probably just focused on recreating the sound that you just heard, and that's important to know, because your body obediently follows where your ear tells it to go. The clearer a picture of the music that you have in your head, the stronger the synapses are, and the stronger the execution of the music will be. A great way of practicing this and hearing the music in your head is to try singing along with whatever it is that you're playing. The reason why singing is so important with the study of music is because it's literally impossible to sing without first conceiving of the melody and the notes in your head first. Unlike on bass, where pre-learned patterns can just come out of your fingers based on muscle memory, singing really forces you to play what you hear. Yes, it can make you sound crazy, but that worked for Glenn Gould. There are several great YouTube videos that deal with teaching audiation to children. I've linked them below, but they work well no matter what your age might be. Today we're going to do the adult version of those exercises by audiating the greatest bass line ever recorded, Alec John Such's bass line to John Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. See if you can't continue hearing the bass line in your head after I drop out. Ear training is, of course, very important to this. How attuned your ear is to the music that you listen to directly influences how well you can conceive your own music. The vividness of auditory imagination can be cultivated through practice. Just because you might not necessarily have a strong ear now doesn't mean that you can't practice it. Pianist Andre Watts explains.
In a way, the more you use your imagination, the more imagination there is, and the more imagination you have. So when you're really very focused, sometimes, as you're listening very carefully while you're playing, you have to listen at the same time, you hear something and you think, oh, yes, I was going in that direction, but that's even more beautiful than I thought, and I'll have to remember that for the next time.
So let's practice some imagination. How many different ways can we hear the Living on a Prayer bass line? Could you hear it transposed to the Lydian mode? What would that sound like? Can you hear it with an envelope filter effect? What would that sound like? Can you hear it phrased in quarter note triplets over the bar line? What would that sound like? Etc., etc. The sky is the limit. Thank you, John Bon Jovi, for gracing us with such divine inspiration. Try exploring as many ways as you can of hearing famous bass lines and bass lines that you come up with. You will always surprise yourself as you keep learning and being able to hear new things. The more you practice audiating, the better a musician you'll become, and the more wonderful worlds you'll be able to explore in your musical mind. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. This has been Adam Neely's Bass Lessons. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I hope you enjoy. If you like what you heard, please comment, like, and subscribe. I recently got an affiliate link from ReverbLessons.com. Basically, if you want to sign up through Reverb Lessons, like it pairs you with local teachers in your area, and you click the link and you get a little bit of a discount, and I get a kickback. And that's great because money is saved both by you and by me. So that's great. If you like what I've done, please support me on Patreon. These guys below are my Patreon subscribers, so thank you so much for those guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section because I do bi-weekly Q&As, and yeah, it's good stuff. So, until next time, bass.